50.22. The bad news is quickly relayed to Peter Brock, who now knows what he has to do, and it's a pretty stiff task.
Now Peter Brock has to knock about 0.2 of a second off his previous time. He's going to have to work very hard, sliding the car through the first turn, nipping up onto the gutter, using as a bit of a buffer through the S-bend, not banging the curbs too hard. Don't want to upset the car. Wrenching it through Castrol, up on the bank again, on the curving. Out of second into third, up the back straight. Brock and Fury are now intense rivals, although it finds that Brock has to fight Scott as much these days. Down to second gear, a hard left turn over the top.
Peter Brock, in fact, dispatched a third on the grid with those electrifying runs by the Peter Jackson Skyline turbos and really chasing pole position time. He qualified fastest here last year. He's had 9 wins in this Sandown Enduro. It's his home race, the most successful race for one of the most successful Australian drivers in touring car racing. But a man who's had a very lean early part of this year, going to Europe saying I can win races there, and in fact being out-qualified by Alan Grice and not winning races. Really, he covers up and defends his results, but it's been a very disappointing time for him. Now he really is fired up. This must surely be his most important performance. Out with young fans earlier today, signing autographs. In fact, while Alan Moffat was qualifying the car, very keen, I'm sure, to impress Mobil and to keep them happy with the substantial sums of money needed to run the team. Peter Brock flashing towards the finishing line, trying to beat 50.22, George Fury's time, and he's the first man under 150 in a touring car around Sandown, an electrifying time, and you can see what his co-driver thinks about it, and the rest of the Holden dealer team. General Motors Holden engineer Ray Borrett fairly calm, the rest of the team smugly pleased, and Peter Brock averaging 128.4 kilometres an hour.
Peter, congratulations, well done, you've got pole.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I had George do a 50.2 there, and George Smith, the guy who looks after the car, can be said, okay, Brocky, want to see a 49.8.
Well, it's the first under 50 second for a Group A car around here.
Yeah, it's nice to sort of break that sort of psychological barrier, I suppose. We've been looking at that time this weekend, and yeah, it's nice to get a blow, I think.
Well, certainly a message to the turbocharged cars tomorrow.
Yeah, and here's hoping from here on in that it's a message to them that the local product can be competitive, and I've always believed it could. He's hoping we can sort of follow through with the nice runner to the flag tomorrow.
Peter Brock, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hopefully he can reproduce that sort of performance tomorrow, but reliability hasn't been his strong suit this year. But a stunning time for pole position that gives us in the top 10 out of those final flying qualifying laps. Commodores qualifying 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th and in 9th position. Skylines 2nd and 3rd, Fury and Scott, and then in 10th position BMW, the race winner last year, 7th, and Dick Johnson's Mustang in 8th grid position. With the 2 Volvos down the rear of the grid, which isn't a great handicap really in 129 laps, it could be a 5-make battle to the flag, fairly certain to be a tough race, hopefully a close one.